Didn't actually ended up attending, but it seems like it was a lot of fun. This is the actual breakdown of the top 32 lists, guys. This is Pegasus from the Wise Guys. What's going on? Hope you guys had a good weekend. If you were at Nats, if you weren't at Nats, I hope you had a chill weekend regardless. But these deck lists are really strong up at the top. And to see a breakdown like that of a lot of different decks is really dope and amazing as well. The Marin Says profile is really interesting and super clean, just how the list played out. The Ghost Ogre to dominate over the adventure lineup and the adventure matchup. I really like that as well. And this list basically with Pascal basically seeming like he's going for a really strong hand trap approach of either just blanketing your turn or just always drawing into what he needed and chain blocking you with some Morg, and then using no material to carry him through pretty much the rest of the day, as well as the Ash in his side deck. No material will be mentioned on the second half of this video. Make sure you stay tuned. The Sky Striker list, yeah, blah blah, Mystic Mind. It wasn't really the crackhead version, I guess, of completely wiping your opponent out of being able to play by playing Demise of the Land and cards like that, but Offerings to the Doomed was also in that deck list, so I really felt like that was worth mentioning. And last but not least, the winner Hansel, who ended up playing Mystic Mind with Sword Soul, which is really insane because of cards like Backseat being able to spin the Mystic Mind off the board whenever you want to, and with cards like Heavenly Circle to get your cards off the field as well. Well guys, you can definitely see why he won. As far as the homie Vel, shout out to him. He actually ended up first after Swiss playing Despia, and his breakdown is somewhere on the Yu-Gi-Oh website, so you'll be able to find it. You guys know what I'm talking about. Yu-Gi-Oh blogspot.konami. Just go there if you want to read a lot of these over, which I feel like is absolutely necessary, and to give a lot of the homies their credit and just due who might not have been featured on the main feature matches. As far as the tech card I wanted to talk about first though from the weekend is No Material, which is absolutely insane because if you face off against a deck like, well, I'll say Despia is one of them, just because you can catch a card out on the field like a Lubellion, stick it with a No Material, and your opponent's pretty much screwed from being able to do whatever it is they were about to do and completely stopping their turn. I don't necessarily think it's the most powerful choice for a side deck card, but I definitely feel like if it catches you right, you cannot beat the card, and that's definitely something to mention. Now, as far as something else to mention, I didn't want to mention this, but shout out to Matt. He didn't do too well with my Amor Factor list, but he definitely got featured in some kind of way. Shout out to him, man. It's the little homie. Saravis, Harpy's Featherstorm, and Kiganagachi Fusho really popped up in the Drytron list. I hope I said that name right. Forgive me if I said it wrong. But this list popped up over the weekend. Why is the camera on this dude this long? I did not know I cut into it that long. Basically, in these Drytron lists, ending on a Vanity's Ruler is the norm, right? You have to figure out something else to go with it. And this list actually was focusing on either Nightmare Griffining the trap cards out of your deck or grabbing Trap Trick or the Featherstorm in some kind of capacity. I would obviously grab the Trap Trick to go behind the Fucho, which you can also end on, I guess, if you couldn't end on Ruler and Fucho, you could just go into like Fucho and like Nightmare Griffin or something like that, and then set the trap card. And inside of a game one, it's a lot to be seen. It remains to be seen. As far as it tripped me out because it was something that I've been messing around with. I'm a Fluandereeze player as well, and I'm like, bro, I always make Fucho in a lot of these game 2s and game 3s, and against like Dynamorphy and specific decks like that. Adding cards like Prosperity is what I was trying to figure out, so I didn't end up passing this list off until I actually saw it online. So shout out to that Wyatt gentleman. He had the courage of his convictions and was out there trying to make it happen with that. And I had literally talked with another teammate about the Saravis Ancient and Ascended. That's what I always call him. Tech, because I like the Magic Key stuff. I like it a lot, but it is 2 cards, which means that the counter trap is always a brick, and I feel like just having Saravis isn't actually a brick, so that was something to consider because it stops stuff like Chalice, it stops stuff like Imperm, it stops stuff like Effect Veiler, and anything else that targets. Is not good at all against something like Dark Ruler or Droplet, which is why I couldn't figure it out before Nats, but it was just something that was on my mind. And then that gentleman went out there and almost top 64. I think he actually ended up in the 70s or something like that. So it definitely works, and it's something that you may want to take note of. I didn't figure out the Nightmare Griffin thing, and that's why that just didn't work out for me. That idea didn't work out for me. But a Fluandereeze deck profile is coming very soon. Make sure you stay tuned for that, because well, you can't ever get too much in-pen content. That's just my opinion though. Literally coming down the pipeline in this very order, we got the Drytron Paul Pelican build with a double scythe combo that so many people have been asking about. We got to make the content if you're literally asking about it. On top of that, we got Marincess. A deck profile is coming soon. I've been trying to wait on it in the mail. It's been taking forever and it's been stuck in the mail, but we got combos and a profile also coming soon. Additionally, guys, I have to mention the Infernoid Invoked update first, and then the Infernoid deck profile after that. The Invoke stuff I'm really excited to talk about because there's a Wombo combo inside of that a lot of people haven't seen yet, and I'm really eager to talk about that. But as far as that, shout out to the homie Matt. Shout out to him for his little bit of addition to this deck profile, and make sure you look and stay tuned for an Infernoid deck profile because y'all know I run shit as far as that's concerned. The bonus footage, enjoy. It's just a lot of new stuff, and I'm out. Pegasus out. Arrivederci.